Hate me, don't you?
Kons podcast.
Hate me, don't you?
Hit that like button, subscribe and share.
Hate me, don't you?
Oh shit. Constant content. Motherfucking podcast.
Hate me, don't you?
Constant motherfucking content.
So Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying? Lil Durk, you all know he currently is serving time, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly doing charges, doing time. Rod Wave, you know what I mean? Rod Wave was arrested recently with multiple felony charges, you know what I'm saying? Kid Cudi is set to testify in the court against Diddy very soon. We all know that his house was robbed and his car was blown up in front of his house. New escort had came forth, the dude by the name of the Punisher that Cassie was mentioned, one of the escorts. She was making some type of threats on them jail phones, which is totally dumb. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's happening? It's a Wednesday, May 21st, 5:20 in the evening. You feel me? It's a late one. You know what I'm saying? By the time y'all see this, it's going to be like 10:30 or something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what was going on. I was tired today. Took naps and shit. Was falling asleep, dozing off and all that. So it's going to be a late one, but I got some news for you. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 topics for you today. You know what I'm saying? On this fine hump day, May 21st. You feel me? Weather is cool out here, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hot in the day, cooling down at night. Weather out here been cool, you know what I mean? Been sunny, you know what I'm saying? Been cool outside, cool little days outside, you feel me? Been cool at night a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But the heat is definitely making its way back for sure, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, you know what I mean? How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing cool, you know what I mean? Hope y'all enjoyed yesterday's episode, you know what I'm saying? Hope y'all enjoyed yesterday's episode. Now, meanwhile, we touched on Megan Thee Stallion, how she went to TikTok or Instagram and spazzed out, put a hefty message about talking about Tory Lanez and he the one who did it and all this and that. We also touched on Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying, topping that Billboard Top 100 for 53 straight weeks with They Not Like Us. You know what I'm saying? We also touched on Rodney Hinton, how we found out it was a woman driving the car instead of him. You know what I'm saying? And we also touched on Brock Purdy signing the contract, 5 years, $265 million. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the Niners. But yeah, that was yesterday's episode. Hope y'all enjoyed that. That's everything we touched on yesterday. You feel me? Today is episode 250. I put 450. Episode 250. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that far advanced today. I ain't that far in the future yet. 450, goddammit. But yeah, episode 250 though. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be today. Got a few little topics. You know what I'm saying? It's a few little topics today. But today we're gonna touch on Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? Caught a new charge while currently serving this time for murder for hire. We're also gonna touch on Rod Wave, how he was arrested, multiple felony charges. We're also going to touch on Kid Cudi, set to testify in the court today with Diddy. And we're also going to touch on the new escort came also in that court with Diddy. A new escort came forth and testified. The dude named the Punisher that Cassie was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But that's everything we're going to touch on today for episode 250. You feel me? We're going to go over those and then we're going to touch on my closing thoughts before we end this episode out. You feel me? But yeah, how y'all doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all good, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the middle of the week. You feel me? Hump day out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We almost there. Tomorrow's the pre-weekend before the weekend. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if this your first time here on Kons Podcast, this your first episode, you just subscribe. This is where we do the news, updates, headlines, you know what I'm saying? Current news, local news, shit that's going on, plane crashes, all kind of shit I'm touching on right here. If it had made a headline where you ever logged on Google or YouTube or logged on your homepage on the internet and whatever is making headlines, I'm probably touching on it right here on Kons Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You know what I mean? So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying? Lil Durk, you all know he currently is serving time. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly doing time for the murder for hire for the unaliving of Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Paul. You know what I'm saying? He had just put a notion in that they could not use his lyrics. They was trying to say he was in a song that was praising the shooting of Lil Paul. Bob Quando Wando's cousin, but the song was made 7-8 months prior to the incident happening. So they said they would not be using his lyrics in court, which was a little win for Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? And then now he's currently being charged with threatening witnesses, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Threatening witnesses while that's on the case. You know what I'm saying? While he's incarcerated. You know what I mean? All the while he was trying to get this case dismissed. You know what I'm saying? Now he's hit with a new charge of threatening witnesses on this case. You feel me? This nice little clip that you're about to see is just a video of somebody breaking down. It's an AI talking to you, breaking down this case with Lil Durk. Check it out.
Prosecutors just hit Lil Durk with a heavy accusation. They're saying he's threatening witnesses and their families in his murder for hire case. This is all going down while Durk's trying to get those charges thrown out, claiming his lyrics on a Babyface Ray track were recorded way before the actual incident he's accused in, but the feds are pushing back hard. The U.S. attorney stated Durk isn't on trial for his bars. He's on trial because they believe he directed, orchestrated, and financed a murder plot, and these alleged threats to witnesses and their families. That's their new argument to keep him locked up while he fights the case. They've even seized his unreleased track, Scoom His Ass, and Warlow Why to Wolfley Why in La Inner Ways. Good gauge, I can say she actually know one learning. Just do watch staging and nail likes. Warchuk's team is firing back, saying this is just another example of black artists getting their creativity criminalized, or arguing that rap is art and a form of storytelling. While he's been inside, Durk even dropped an album and reportedly started learning Arabic. But with these fresh claims of witness intimidation, his battle to get out just got way more intense.
As you seen, you know what I'm saying? That was prosecutors throwing another one at him. You feel me? Threatening witnesses that's on the case. You know what I'm saying? That's Lil Durk. They trying to take him down. Rod Wave, you know what I mean? Rod Wave was arrested recently with multiple felony charges. You know what I'm saying? He was arrested with multiple felony charges related to a violent incident that took place last month. 25-year-old rapper was taken into custody on May 20th and charged with a whopping 13 different felonies, including aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during a felony, pointing a gun at another person, criminal damage to property, reckless conduct, tampering with evidence. The list goes on. Allegedly, this was all over arguments with his girlfriend, Minnie Barbie. You know what I'm saying? But Rod had quickly secured a bond and was released from jail the same day. So this next little clip you're about to see is just a video of kind of like a news report telling you about Rod Wave's arrest. Check it out.
Wade has been charged with aggravated assault and arrested on more than a dozen total offenses. The 26-year-old was taken into custody Tuesday on 14 charges, including possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, reckless conduct, criminal damage to property in the second degree, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, a felony count of tampering with evidence, simple assault, and conspiracy to commit a felony, TMZ reports. The Soulfly artist, real name Rodarius Marcel Green, was also charged with aggravated assault and pointing or aiming a gun or pistol at another, according to the outlet. Though Rod was reportedly released on $50,000 bond, his lawyer said there's no truth to these charges. Police say Rod and his camp were visiting his recently burglarized Atlanta area home last month when he and an associate started arguing and the rapper pulled out a gun, firing a total of 14 rounds. A dozen of the rounds hit his vehicles, one hit his wall, and the last round has reportedly not yet been located, according to police. Authorities say the incident violated Rod's bond order in connection with a 2020 battery.
As you see, you know what I'm saying? That was a news report telling you about it. News style report telling you about it. And this next one is just from a fan's point of view, where they were saying that it was over a fight with his girlfriend. And they're saying don't go out like that. You feel me? It was over a fight with his girlfriend, Minnie Barbie. You know what I mean? So this is from a fan perspective. Check this next little clip out.
And they saying Rod Wave was just arrested in Atlanta, Georgia. He got like 9 charges that I seen. But the charge that everybody talking about, they said he got caught busting at Minnie Barbie. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know the details yet. But if that is true, it ain't no justifying it. I mess with Rod Wave in his music. This ain't it. If she acting up in y'all relationship, you just gotta let her go. This ain't never worth it. I don't care what she did. I'm pretty sure you can get another girl, bro. You got millions of
You
dollars.
saying, you know what I'm saying? He was saying, don't go out like that. You feel me? Hopefully it ain't over his girl, mini Barbie. You know what I mean? But he was already out the same day. You know what I'm saying? Posted bill when he was out of there. You know what I mean? Kid Cudi is set to testify in the court against Diddy very soon. We all know that his house was robbed and his car was blown up in front of his house. Alleged that Diddy had somebody do that. You know what I mean? Alleged he had goons or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody do that. Somebody come in and rob his house and then blow his car up. You feel me? Which is something crazy. So he is set to come to court and testify. Gonna be one of the celebrities that's gonna be hitting that stand just like Cassie was doing. You feel me? A lot of people were saying that they don't think Kid Cudi gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Because he was done with the music industry. You feel me? As I have reported on this here podcast a few episodes back. You know what I'm saying? He said he was done with the music industry, wasn't fucking with none of that. So probably a lot of people were saying even if he's gonna show up, a lot of people was doubting that he's gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? So this next little clip you're about to see is, of course, Kadisha Lynn, who's been following this Diddy case very closely on TikTok. Check this clip out.
It's reported that Kid Cudi is set to testify against Diddy this week or next week. And this information is huge because the situation that involves Kid Cudi plays a huge part in the RICO charge against Diddy. Now, y'all know me. I've stayed in these court docs long before Diddy's trial even started, and the feds allege that there was a break-in into Kid Cudi's home 2 weeks before his car was blown up. So there are actually two charges that fall under the RICO charge that Diddy might be found guilty of just based on Kid Cudi. The government alleged in the early morning hours of December 22nd, 2011, the defendant and a co-conspirator kidnapped an individual at Pow Pow Point to facilitate a break-in and entering into the residence of another person called Individual 1. Multiple witnesses would testify at trial to the events surrounding the kidnapping and the break-in. They are also corroborated by police reports and other records. Approximately 2 weeks later, the defendant's co-conspirators set fire to Individual 1's vehicle by slicing open the car's convertible top. Police and fire department reports extensively document the arson and conclude that the fire was intentionally set. Now, under Diddy's big RICO charge, some of the allegations that fall underneath of it are arson and kidnapping. And just to remind you, to be found guilty of the RICO charge, you only have to prove 2 allegations in total. There are a lot more than 2 that fall under Diddy's RICO charge. And this is a big thing that I've seen people so confused about. Where is the RICO? Every single testimony you hear where they bring up security, assistance, and more, that is your RICO. They are alleging that Diddy used co-conspirators in a lot of different illegal activities, which would make it a criminal enterprise, hence RICO charges. Just like with this stuff with Kid Cudi, where they say Diddy and his co-conspirators, or just the co-conspirators themselves. Now, another crazy thing that I found out, they also plan to use a 911 call that somebody placed when Kid Cudi's home was robbed. And we know his home was robbed on December 22nd of 2011. And we know how Cassie Ventura's mother testified today, and she was talking about how she sent Diddy $20,000 because Cassie sent her an email saying that Diddy was threatening her and Kid Cudi. Cassie Ventura sent this email to her mom one day after Kid Cudi's house was broken into on December 23rd of 2011. And she said, threats have been made towards me by Sean Puffy Combs that he is going to release 2 tapes of me. One on Christmas Day, maybe, or right after, or another one sometime soon after that. He also said that he will be having someone hurt me and Kid Cudi physically. He made a point that it wouldn't be by his hands. He actually said he'd be out of the country when it happens, hence by a co-conspirator. We know 2 weeks after this incident is when Kid Cudi's car would get blown up, and they are alleging by one of Diddy's co-conspirators. I am very interested in what Kid Cudi is about to say on this stand, but his testimony is going to be one big piece of the RICO charge against Diddy. Y'all let Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
You know what I'm saying? That was Khadisha Lynn breaking it all down for you. As far as Kid Cudi is set to testify, you know what I mean? Yeah, up next we got a new escort. A new escort had came forth. The dude by the name of the Punisher that Cassie was mentioned, one of the escorts, had came forth and also testified in this Diddy case. His real name is Sheree Hayes. He said he wasn't able to get hard sometimes because it was hard being taking instructions from Diddy as he was disguised up in a corner somewhere, or probably masturbating in a corner watching. So this escort said it was hard for him to perform a lot of times, and they said he wouldn't be paid if he could not perform. This is talking about while he was with Cassie, and sometimes Diddy would disguise himself as a Muslim woman wearing what they call a burqa. That's when the forehead, the hair is covered, and the face is covered, and all you can see is the eyes. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine him sitting in the corner, dressed up like a Muslim woman, what they call a burqa, where you can just see his eyes peering out, had a wig on, and all that. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy. You know what I mean? So, this next little clip that you about to see is just a video of a girl breaking down the situation of Diddy disguising himself as a Muslim woman in a burqa in a room while he had an escort perform sexual favors on his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura. Check this clip out.
Diddy wore an Islamic burqa during his freak-offs to cover his identity. The Punisher, the male escort who testified in the Diddy trial, his name is Sheree Hayes. He says that he wore a burqa during these freak-offs to disguise himself, and that he could not see his face. And for the first time he met Diddy, he had what the Muslim women wear, where their face is completely covered and you can only see his eyes. Can you fucking imagine Diddy creeping in the corner of a room wearing a burqa just with Diddy eyes peering out, looking at you, and then directing a freak off, like a whole, like, oh my god. And he says that, oh my god, he says that Combs became more comfortable in his presence. He testified that there was between 8 and 12 encounters with the couple. So I guess as things were moving along there, he finally felt a little bit more comfortable with him, and that he would switch it up and he would wear the veil, and then sometimes he would wear the baseball cap, like a fitted. That's an interesting choice. I was reading about him wearing a veil over his face, and I don't know why. I just assumed maybe like some sort of like face mask, like a scream mask, or some sort of bandana covering, because other people have said he wore like, but that was not on my bingo card. Was it on your bingo card? I don't know. Tell me what
you seen. You know what I'm saying? That was her talking about how he would disguise himself as a Muslim woman sometimes in the room while an escort was performing sexual favors on his then girlfriend Cassie. You know what I mean? But that's all the topics I got for today. You know what I'm saying? That's all the topics we went over today. We went over how Lil Durk gets met with a new charge, saying that he was threatening witnesses on the case from jail. Also, we touched on Rod Wave recently got arrested with a whopping 13 different felonies, but then he posted bail and was out of there the same day. We touched on Kid Cudi is coming to court to testify against Diddy. Got some shit he want to say. Maybe he'll bring up about detail the time that they robbed his house and then blew his car up. Who knows if he had something on ring camera or on house camera, who knows? But we gonna see if he shows up to testify. We also touched on the new escort by the name of the Punisher. Sheree Hayes came and tested the stand and explained how Diddy would be disguised as a Muslim woman sitting in the corner where all you could see is his eyes, and he would be giving him direction, and it was hard for him to perform sometimes, taking direction from Diddy. You know what I'm saying? That's everything we went over today. For the closing thoughts as we wrap up this episode 250, you feel me? So my closing thoughts on Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying? Lil Durk been hit with new charges, talk about he been threatening witnesses. You know what I'm saying? Now we don't know, I don't know if this is true or not, and if it's true, where you get it from? You know what I'm saying? Where you get the info from? Unless you was making some type of threats on them jail phones, which is totally dumb. You know what I'm saying? You should understand that everything and everybody around you and people that was involved with OTF, you niggas is tapped. You know what I'm saying? The feds is definitely listening to everything you saying. And you should know this, being that you is locked up. You know what I mean? So if you is posing threats to witnesses about on this case from a jail phone, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is all alleged. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? This is facts or not, you know what I mean? But if it is facts, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? You tripping. You feel me? That's all I can say about that. You tripping. You know what I mean? If you was doing this from jail phones, you know what I'm saying? Because how the fuck would they know? You feel me? Unless they was tapped into something, you know what I'm saying? Tapped into a phone or something. That's the only way that they would know that you was making threats or threatening witnesses on that case. You feel me? And if that's what you was doing, that's retarded. You know what I'm saying? That's dumb. You feel me? For sure. Rod Wave, you know what I'm saying? I don't really listen to dude, you know what I mean? But I definitely know who he is by all the noise he been making. You know what I'm saying? Rod Wave definitely, he got arrested with multiple felony accounts, said that he was busting at his girl, licked off like 14 shots. Apparently they was having some little argument, you know what I mean? He started popping off. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fans are saying, nigga, don't go out like that, nigga, over a female. You know what I mean? Which is facts. You making M's, nigga. You got a whole life coming to you, set up for you. You know what I mean? It's not, you know, it's not cool to be busted shot. 14 shots at a female. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy as fuck. You know what I mean? Then you got hit with all them felony accounts on one arrest. You know what I mean? And then you just posted bail and was out the same day. I think the bill was like 50 bands. You know what I'm saying? So he posted bail and was out of there. You feel me? So, hey, you know what I mean? I guess if you got the bread to just post up bail, you got money sitting up like that to just get you up out of there, 50K. Right ahead, you know what I mean? Get the fuck up out of there. You feel me? He said the same day the nigga was out of there. That shit crazy. Kid Cudi is reported to come and testify on this case. I doubt. A lot of people was doubting that he gonna even show up. You know what I'm saying? Kid Cudi said he was done with this shit, done with the industry and all that shit. He was hanging it up. I think Diddy definitely probably had an influence with that. You know what I mean? This was after house got licked, robbed, and car blown up. You know what I'm saying? This is after all that. You feel me? So, yeah, I don't even know if he gonna show up, you know what I'm saying? And if he do, what type of details is he gonna provide? Because the thing about this case, ain't nobody really pointing to no hard evidence. It's definitely all allegedly he say, she say type of shit, you know what I'm saying? It's all it is right now. Nobody's really pointing anything to some hard evidence. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, you know what I mean? Who knows if Kid Cudi gonna even show up? You know what I'm saying? He do to testify. We don't know if he gonna show up. He was done with all this shit, so we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see what type of evidence he brings. You know what I'm saying? A new escort, the dude by the name of Punisher that Cassie was talking about, also took that stand and said that this nigga Diddy be in a corner in a burqa. You feel me? One of them Muslim outfits that they come and they got the hair covered, they got the face covered, and all you can see is the eyes. This nigga was wearing a wig and all that. You know what I'm saying? Pointing out, giving dude directions. Dude said he couldn't even get his shit up. Taking directions from Diddy, it was hard. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. You know what I mean? But it was hard to do, hard to take direction. You know what I'm saying? From a nigga like Diddy sitting in the corner in a Muslim outfit in a wig. You know what I mean? All you can see is this nigga eyes. This nigga is in the corner like, yeah, now bend her over. Yeah, now stick it in. Take that. Tell her to take that. Yeah, now tell her to get on top. Yeah, take that. Yeah, Punisher. Yeah, tell her to get on top. Yeah, I'd be motherfucking, it'd be hard for me to perform too. God, this nigga Diddy in the corner in a motherfucking burqa. You just hear this nigga voice. This nigga in the dark corner, all you can see is his eyes and shit. Oh, man, that shit wild as fuck. You know what I'm saying? That shit wild. But, yeah, man, these escorts coming forth and all this shit is crazy as fuck. This Diddy shit is crazy as fuck. That's only the beginning. It got 7-8 more weeks of this shit. More shit that's gonna come out probably. That's gonna probably surprise us because the shit with the nut on the nips was definitely something surprising to me, goddammit. And there's gonna be more shit like that coming out. There's gonna be some weird ass fetishes and shit that's gonna be coming out for sure. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my closing thoughts on these subjects. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all have a good Wednesday. You feel me? Hope y'all have a good Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Hope you have a good hump day. You know what I'm saying? This episode is late. This is a late one today for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I hope y'all enjoy this episode. I hope y'all ended y'all night watching Kons podcast. You feel me? And I hope y'all come back tomorrow and fuck with Kons podcast. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for tuning in, though. You feel me? Whoever you is, because you could have been doing anything you want to do in the world. No matter who you are, whether you was a mother, a father, an uncle, or auntie, whether you was a daughter, a son, a niece, a nephew, you know what I'm saying? A big cousin, an older cousin, you feel me? Whoever you may be. And if you got pets, whether your pet, you can have a pet fox. You know what I'm saying? You can have a pet rat. You can have a pet gerbil. You can have a pet bearded dragon, a pet crocodile. Goddamn, you can have a pet lizard. You know what I'm saying? You have a pet alligator. You feel me? You can have a pet hog, a pet pig. You know what I'm saying? Whoever your pet may be. You feel me? I definitely fucks with y'all. You know what I mean? Like you see my niggas saluting you, scrolling up the screen. My emoji nigga, my emoji homie, the nigga emoji. You feel me? But yeah, though, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You hear that beat getting louder in the background. You already know what it is. We have concluded episode 250. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This is this slapping ass beat. And read these credits on my last little final thoughts on these little subjects. You feel me? Check out this beat. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Tell somebody about it. Hit the like button, share button. You know what I mean? Comment. Put the shit in your group chats. Put the shit in your Facebook, social media, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all next episode.
Constant content.
You hate me, don't you?
Motherfucking podcast. hate me, don't you? You 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 hate me, don't you?